Hey guys, Dan the Marketing Man here. Wanted to make this video talking about my journey to getting to $150,000. Now, this is not a flex video by any means because I'm nowhere near where I actually want to be. By the time watching this video, I've officially hit my biggest month ever. We just hit 30,000 and there's still like or a week and a half left to go for the month. So I think we might even hit, 35, 40 is where I'm trying to be. But my goal is actually to double that. So this video is actually just kind of talking about like before ever starting the agency, what it took to finally scale and do it consistently. So in the beginning, if you guys have never saw like any of my older videos, but like if you go and sort my videos right now on my YouTube channel from oldest to newest, you'll see when I was actually focusing on freelancing and like just essentially just freelancing, doing web design stuff. That was like what I was heavy into. I wasn't doing like any ads. I was doing websites because now in my agency, I have people that run my ads for me because I'm so bad at it. I'm not like horrible, but I'm like definitely not the best. And I know there's people out there that can do it better than me. So at the time, I was essentially freelancing. And if you watch those videos, you can see me like transition from freelancing to being like a glorified freelancer, where it was like, getting into transitioning into running an agency and actually having a team of people that you check in with every single day, that you have quotas that you meet, where you're doing things consistently. So, in the beginning, it was very tough. I was actually working at a job where I was, working like 12 to 14 hours a day for 2 years straight. I would work like 6 days a week, but that was not mandatory. That was all me. Like I actually wanted to be there because the job I was learning at, I started at like the base level. I was doing essentially reports. I was a marketing assistant and I was just running reports and seeing how the CEO who I worked very close with was running his company. He was focused on sales, but I kind of oversaw marketing and like operations in his company. So I was like learning how systems worked, how to build out systems, but not actually executing or implementing on those. So I got a lot of knowledge, like working with people, hiring people, just managing systems and essentially operations of an actual company. At the time, we were doing like $3 to $5 million a year in revenue. So I was working very closely with the owner, and I told him when I first got hired, I was like, hey, I'll do anything as long as you can just teach me a little something about like marketing and sales. Because previously I had done like actual sales jobs. I was doing car sales. I was doing door-to-door sales. I was selling cutlery. If you guys know what vector marketing is with Cutco, I was selling knives door-to-door. And that's actually how I started dating my now fiance too. But yeah, it's been a long journey. After, I quit that job. Unfortunately, we actually ended on bad terms, but man, I learned things that, helped me really scale my agency to where it is now. But, I had 2 years after that, like a year and a half, where I was struggling for a long time. I was going to like networking events, trying to get clients that way. And it was tough. That's where I started making my YouTube videos where I was like showing, how I started getting consistent work with freelancing and, transitioning. So in the beginning, it was tough because I remember there was a time where I had like eviction notices taped to my door. It was like they had like a week notice of eviction where it was like, hey, you got 7 days to pay the rent, otherwise we're gonna kick you out. And at the time, I was living with my girlfriend, and it finally got to like that fifth and sixth day where we had a 24-hour notice of entry. They were going to come kick us out in the morning if we didn't get rent. And literally, I met someone at the networking event. They were interested in getting some of my services done, and I tried to have them pay the invoice online. I was like on the phone with him, and he couldn't pay the invoice. And I think I had like $30 in my bank account, and he was like, "Hey, well, look, me and my girlfriend are going to go bowling tonight. If you want to join us, maybe we can do the payment there." So I literally had $40, 24 hours to pay the rent, and I hadn't even eaten that day. And I told my girlfriend, I was like, hey, we either have to take a chance or we're getting evicted tomorrow. So we took the chance. We had the last $40 we had, paid the ticket to go bowling, and sure enough, he paid us the money to where we could actually pay rent. But my point to all that is it's been crazy. The success did not come without the failures first. So don't be afraid to fail, don't be afraid, just do it. And if you're young, which most of the people are according to the demographics on YouTube, if you're, young, do it now. You're not going to want to do that when you're older, maybe have a wife and kids, you're not going to be even able to do that, afford to do that. So do it now, do it as early as you can. But even if you're older, I'm learning from my students too. I actually have coaching that I'm doing right now. If you guys are interested, click the link. But I have a student right now, she's in her 60s, And that's not stopping her from starting her agency. It doesn't really matter what age you're at, but obviously there are advantages that you should take. So if you're younger, take advantage of doing stuff, that are risky. That is risky. And yeah, other than that, you can see like the transition. In the beginning, I was doing all my own cold calls, all my own sales calls. I had a white label to do fulfillment, luckily, but I was doing it all. And you can even see that entire journey. Like every cold call video I did was the actual real calls I was doing for my agency. And the reason why was because I couldn't hold myself accountable. Literally, I could not make cold calls or do prospecting unless I recorded myself, unless I was physically watching myself do it. I even did an interview with Jordan Lee, where I finally hit over $10,000, and it was my first month actually trying, which was August of last year. It was like between August, September, October. Like I was kind of trying, like doing the agency thing. It's officially been 12 months since I actually started trying. And then in September, I think was the first month I actually hit, $10,000. So my first month actually trying to scale. And again, you can see that entire process where I was making the cold calls, putting in the time every single day, listening back to my calls, and doing it. And I do this now with some of my students. You can see the video before this was one of my students, Zane. He's from Australia, never closed a deal for his agency before, but literally closed a deal within 2 days of his coaching. And he had the same problems that I had, which was mindset. I credit a lot of the stuff that I do to law of attraction. And if you don't believe in that, that's fine. But the reason why I say that is because law of attraction is not just thinking and feeling that, oh, I'm going to hit this goal. It's actually taking action on that too. If you're constantly thinking about your action, you're constantly taking action on your goals, there's no arguing that you're going to just hit that goal, or at least get way closer than you ever were before. It's going to start to materialize and attract into your life. And a lot of people that I know that make lots of money, like I'm talking way more money, millions of dollars a year, believe in the same thing that I talk about. So again, I'm not saying something that hasn't been like, that I'm redesigning something. I just do things that work, that are proven. And I wouldn't be here without the gurus. A lot of people discredit, people like Grant Cardone, people like Ty Lopez, and I don't know why. Obviously, there are a lot of like things that they say that I don't agree with, but I don't know why people discredit them so much, because everything they've taught me has gotten me here today. And the same thing with consulting. Like I literally scaled my agency to 6 figures before running a single ad. I know many people watching this video right now also know who Kai Bax is. If you don't know who he is, he's another guru in the SMMA space. He's based out of Australia. I just hired him on to do some of my marketing for me to actually get more clients. So literally I scaled to $150,000 a year without running a single ad. It was all done through cold calls and social media advertising. A lot of people ask me for my course. Dan, when are you dropping the course? I'll buy your course right now. When are you dropping the course? I don't have one. Okay, I give everything online for free. You can see me literally, book an appointment and close that appointment, start to finish. You can see it all happen. I give everything away for free online. And I'm going to quickly show you, I'll put on the screen right now. This was what I created 12 months ago. It's essentially a vision board where I was like, I'm going to get to $150,000 in 12 months. This is how I'm going to do it. And this is no BS. If you guys know me from earlier, or if you guys also know Maurice Gear, I was in his mastermind group. And he told us to make a vision board. And when I was cold calling, that's who I learned how to cold call from, because he specializes in SMMA, and I've done door-to-door sales. Phone sales is nothing compared to that. So I was totally ready to take action on that. So I was in his mastermind. He told me to make a vision board. This was it, $150,000 in 12 months. I need to make $333 per day, and I need to get 2 deals per week to do that. And it's happened. And then I also put some other pictures in there to motivate me, or things that I want to be. You can see like the most important one on this entire vision board is the cat with the lion. The little kitten is looking into the mirror. He sees the lion, because ultimately, like, it's the most guru thing to say, but I can say that now because I'm a guru. But like, mindset is the most important part. Like, you need to stop worrying about rejection on cold calls, for example. Like, I have a lot of students right now who are like making excuses. They're like, yeah, can I just hire someone to make cold calls? Or, do I have to do it for this amount of time? And the answer is yes. You have to be, thinking about your agency. You have to be studying. You have to literally be obsessed with it if you actually want to make it a full-time job. Okay, this is your job. You go into your job for 6 to 8 hours a day. You do the same thing in your agency. Okay, if you don't have enough time, if you don't want to do it, I did it in 20 hours in a month. Okay, that's 1 hour a day, Monday through Friday. That's nothing. You can get to 6 figures a day doing that, but you have to put in the time and dedication, okay? If you're an agency owner, or you're trying to be right now, you have one of 3 options. That is a problem. And that's either setting appointments, getting qualified leads, closing deals, or fulfillment. Which is your problem? Are people not, signing up to do a sales call? Are you getting sales calls, but they're not closing? And then are you getting clients but they're not retaining? Which problem do you have right now? I guarantee you have one of them. Again, I don't really have a course. I put everything online for free, literally step by step, everything. I don't have like 15 to 30-minute videos where it's like how to set up your SMMA, and then I just tell you how to like create an LLC and like get an accountant and like all this BS that has nothing to do with actually closing deals and fulfilling your services as an agency owner. Okay, I give you short, to the point, actionable videos that you can take away today and do. And I even back it up. I'm like, here's how you do it. Here's me showing you it works. Now, are you going to do it? Okay. And that's another reason why I don't do courses. People make, millions of dollars selling courses, and 80% of their clientele don't even take action on those courses. So I don't have to do that. I just give it away for free. If you're interested in coaching and you're actually serious about scaling, I do have some spots open for that. Again, just check the link in the description if you're interested. But that's it. If you have 2 hours a day and you're serious, that's all it takes. And by the way, if you're interested in coaching, so I'm not trying to plug it so much. I'm just saying a lot of people who are like signing up for calls or like for coaching don't have time. You must have 2 hours a day minimum to join the coaching. Otherwise, I can't help you. And you can't help you either. You need time. Okay. It costs nothing but time for you to actually start closing deals. So anyways, I just wanted to make this quick video kind of looking back on the journey so far. And again, this is not a flex video. I'm nowhere near where I want to be. I want to be at like $300,000 a month or a year. I've done this. I want to double it. And the best part is I know I can, because the second you hit $10,000 a month, even getting your first client, the second you do that is the second you realize how easy it is to do. But with that said, guys, hope you enjoyed watching the video. Thank you so much for watching. If you're still here, you must like these videos. So subscribe, turn the notification bells on, like the video, algorithm, save me. And if you're not following me on Instagram, feel free to do that. Follow me at Dan, the MKT Man on Instagram, really trying to grow that. Again, thank you very much for watching the video, and I'll see you guys when I see you guys.